I want to tell you the number one reason why great business owners remain overloaded and stressed. I'm Linda Feinholz, and I work with business owners who are frustrated because they want a more stable and a more scalable company, and it's not happening fast enough. A year ago, I'm at a workshop speaking and teaching a little bit of how to create a more stable, scalable, and even sellable company. One of the business owners raises up her hand and says, I'm having trouble scaling and managing cash flow while doing it. Well, that's a real problem. She has a product-based business and customers who come back when they need to replenish stock of some of her items. She may not face much seasonality, but too much of her business is unpredictable. So there's a book written a couple of years ago called The Automatic Customer. Technically, her solution was spelled out there. There are three aspects to the solution we'll call recurring revenue. The first one is your customers are passionately attached to buying from you. The second is they too want to smooth out their cash flow. And the third one is they'll pay for special access that only a subscription will get them. Let me use an example that illustrates that. Whether or not you're a motorcycle rider, you've probably seen a herd of riders going down the street together. Well, back in the early 80s, Harley Davidson was struggling. Sales were flat, cash was tight, and they were looking for a way to improve their cash flow in their business. It's a hugely capital-intensive business with all the raw materials and labor that go into their products, rubber and leather and metal, hard costs. And they realized they had a small group of passionate riders, and they loved Harley Davidson and everything that they stood for. So they decided to create a group, a users group called the Hogs. The owners had publications that let them know when they could go get on group rides together. If there was a group ride going out of Sacramento, California, they would publish that so anyone in that area could go with fellow owners. Group members also got a discount on swag, so the leather bags and the jackets and hats and so forth. And so they created this sort of culture, $45 a year to become a member of the Harley Owners Group. Cool, right? But what they also did was create $45 million of free cash flow coming into Harley because they've got 1 million Harley owners who want to pay and go on. $45 million of free cash flow coming into the business without the typical hard costs associated with that level of sales. The money coming in before it's used to produce the swag, the communications, and so on. And it's just one example of a company getting really creative about cash. Because again, the more cash you can get into your company and get it generating, the more valuable it will be to a banker, broker, buyer. Accounting services, coffee brands aren't the only ones who can make this work. My client, Dave Sr., ran a business plating parts used by manufacturers in the automotive and aerospace industries. By switching a portion of his contractual relationships from large purchase orders to monthly volumes, he increased the predictability of his operation and his cash flow and held on to client relationships for longer spans of time. More stable, more scalable. John Warlow goes into all the variations available to creating revenue, recurring revenue, in his book, The Automatic Customer. If you want to get a quick summary of the 6 forms of recurring revenue, go to onday91.com/revenue. And if you'd like to share these ideas about value building with other business owners, take a look at the Momentum program for business owners who don't want to get stuck in their business. You'll find information about it at onday91.com/momentum. And if you know business owners struggling with the same issues, this could be just what they're looking for. So do share it with them. Let's get as many people we can to stabilize their business with recurring revenue so they can scale up. Thanks for sharing.